Hi there, this is Paul Campbell again. Welcome back. In this tutorial, we are going to be specifically talking about navigating and manipulating and trying to get results from our psychology database called PsycINFO. This database is a database that you as psychology students will become very familiar with as you proceed through your program. So just as a reminder, we previously had my fake research question. We broke it up into different components, and then we came up with alternative or synonymous or related ways of talking about each of those components separately or differently, because we may or may not find articles that have these three phrases in them. So we need to come up with different ways of saying the same thing. Just be aware that sometimes you're going to type in a combination as a search strategy into the database, and you're just going to hit a wall of pretty much no results or results that are completely useless to you. That just means that we need to find different alternative words that come up that will basically communicate with the database more effectively. If you continue to have problems, again, please let me know, and I would love to help you out so we can meet either in person or meet online. Or we can just meet via email. Maybe we can troubleshoot that way. So I am here for you. Now let's go into the psychology database, PsycINFO. From the library's homepage, what I need to do is go down to this white box here and change it to databases from Articles Plus and type in PsycINFO. So here is like the descriptor for it. If you want to save this page to your bookmarks to make it easier for you to get to it in the future, that is what I do. But here we click on connect, and I'm already signed in, but you'll just have to use your Ohio ID and password in order to get into it. And you can access this database from anywhere in the world so long as you are a current student and you have access to the internet. Here are three different boxes. This is how we interact with the database, and each of these three boxes are connected to each other by something called Boolean search operators, the and, the or, the not. This is why, specifically why, we broke up our question into three different components. Now, sometimes you might have a question or a research topic that has 4 or 5 different components, and that's fine. All you do is you just add more boxes here in order to add more limiters or more terminology to the search that you want. But for brevity's sake, we just did 3. So if I wanted to, what I could do here is just type in art therapy and PTSD and veteran. And what I'm going to do here is, it helps if you spell things correctly. What I did here is I put in veteran with the asterisk, and that's shift number 8 on your keyboard, and that asterisk is a wildcard. It's called truncation. So if I don't know if the terminology that the database is going to be using veteran or veterans, this is a great way of getting both at the same time. So I can click here on search. Here it's going to give me that there are 50 different results that I am able to select from. Some of these are requests through interlibrary loan. Interlibrary loan, you just click here and it will walk you through the process of trying to get this item. Please don't be afraid of this. Just be aware though that it's going to take a little while, a couple of days, for you to get that particular chapter. If it's a whole book that's being mailed to us, then that's also fine, but that will take more than a couple of days. It'll probably take 2 or 3 weeks. The next thing I want to do is change this date frame to roughly the last 5 or so years. So if I change it to 2014 to 2019, that will limit it from 50 results down to 34. And I can even limit it down further by saying I only really want academic journals. Here is a primary research article on using art therapy for combat-related PTSD. So if I was doing a lit review on this particular topic, this article would be very, very helpful to me. It is within the last 5 years, so it is considered current. It is a primary research article, and I click into this is what's called the abstract page. So it tells me all about who the authors are, where it was particularly published, how many pages it is, which is not that important, but here is what I would pay attention to. So these keywords, every article is going to be categorized or assigned certain keywords or subject terms, sometimes it's called. And these are all the different terms that we created previously, alternative keywords. So just pay attention to those as you're doing research, because you may find an article that is not really about your topic, but maybe either in the keywords or the subject words here, there might be a term or a phrase that's really relevant to your particular topic. Maybe I need to do art therapy, clinical trials, and veterans, for example. That might be a better search. Lastly, this page will help you identify whether or not this article is going to be helpful to you. By reading through this abstract, it's just a one-paragraph synopsis of what the whole article is going to be about. Sometimes we read articles, and I'm just as guilty about it. I read the title of an article and I think, oh, this is exactly what I'm going to be doing my research on, so I'm just going to print it and start reading it. And I end up wasting a lot of time reading it, because had I read the abstract, I would have realized that it is some esoteric aspect of my topic that I'm not really talking about or not really doing my research on. So this really helps you really evaluate whether or not this article is going to be helpful. And you just click here for the PDF full text so that you can save it to your computer, or just read it, print it off, whatever. Another thing that I would like to point out to you is all of these different helpful limiters. If I wanted to find a specific methodology for this topic here, I could scroll down to methodology, and I can just click on clinical case studies or literature reviews or empirical studies. So if I wanted to find another literature review on this particular topic, maybe it'll help me guide what I am looking at. Perhaps it will help me understand what a literature review is and how it might be helpful. I can click on this, and this has already done a literature review using art therapy in veterans. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know if there are any questions, and I would love to help out.